Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Polybridge. As always, thank you so much for the support on the previous episode. We're going to do it again, another 2,000 likes, another daily video tomorrow. This week though, we're going to do an episode on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Provided there is enough levels left. I have no idea how long this game is, but I'm really enjoying it at the moment. And yeah, next world lock, so it looks like there's going to be another one after this. But also been reading some of your comments, some suggestions to try some of the sandbox mode, and perhaps you guys sending me in challenges and stuff like that. We're also going to go back, do some of these previous levels, do them under, under budget, and also at some point we're going to play without the grid. But I really like playing this game with the grid at the moment, so we'll continue doing it for now. And I did have some time to check this level out a little bit. I was looking at it for a while, sussing it out, and so basically we've got a car on either side. They're both going to go at the same time. A needs to go from bottom to bottom, but B needs to go from bottom to top. And this little platform over here is slightly misleading, or at least it feels like it is, but actually it's there to serve as an anchor point. So I've been thinking about how we're going to do this, and I've got kind of an idea of what I think will work, although the sort of practical sense of executing it might be a little bit more difficult. If we create a road like this that goes across, then it goes up like that, it means this car here is going to go down and it's going to jump up a little bit. Probably not a lot, but with this one what we want to do is head towards that. So let's click all of these in a nice straight line, which isn't 100% necessary, and now we might actually need to tilt down a little bit. Ooh. I was hoping we'd get a perfect connection, but anyway, what I'm thinking is, we have our ramp like this, but it connects from the other side, and so this car is probably going to come off and then sort of fall down. Yeah, it's probably going to get turned over a little bit, isn't it? So maybe if we get the slope just right, it won't be quite so bad. So it might be enough for this one to take off and the next one to land under. Yeah, also I made a huge mistake. You have this hotkey right here. I read the number of the hotkey even though it said unlimited above it. Loads of you pointed that out. I can be like that. I can be a little bit of a derp. I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. It's just the way I am. I know, it's silly. Yeah, so I might make some of those mistakes, but hopefully you guys do enjoy these videos, because this game's just fun, and if I do something silly, don't even worry about it. Don't stress yourself out about other people's mistakes, I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't surprise me I'll do something silly like that from, I say time to time, it seems like I do it all of the time. Like every episode, every video I put out, there's something silly that I've done, and I'm just like, okay, I give in. Whatever. So we're going to put this frame above it like this, and then we'll probably use some cables to hold up some of the key parts. That would work in theory. The problem now is just getting this bit together, and I think for the sake of at least getting like a test run in, we should just do something like that. This one though, I do think could do with being a little bit steeper. Maybe something like that. Actually, let's take this across one more and then bring that back a little, so it's a bit smoother. And so it's going to jump up to somewhere around here. That's the other thing that I've sort of forgotten about, is we're also building a road above like this, which is going to affect things greatly, isn't it? So let's get a straight platform coming out from over here. That's good. Then all of this is going to have to change around here. So let's keep it straight. I think that's probably where it's going to hit, like this car. Although it's a little bit smaller, we'll try and make that work. I got a feeling this isn't going to work. Usually when I record, straight away on camera like we do at the beginning of these videos, never going to get the best results. Takes a lot of experimentation and test runs, so we're not getting much luck here, are we? Why don't we change that up a little bit? It's still too far away. Alright, I'll make a cut and finish this. I've completely changed my mind, spent way too long faffing around with a bridge that didn't really work out at all. And then I noticed, I was looking at the name here, cross jump, suggesting that you jump. So from B to B, from A to A, I'm hoping something like that will work. We've done these jumps before, time and time again though, and they're quite tricky. A case of trial and error, slightly adjusting stuff, but if you look at where the anchor points are as well, it's going to make this, I think, relatively easy, it feels like. So that's probably not like the best arrangement, maybe a little bit more like that on that side. We'll adjust all these things as we go along. I think this might hold up. Depends if it can take the weight of the car. So once we've got that And we'll go for some cables underneath. Let's put 2 on this side and 2 on this side as well. How will that fare? I love the way that one did a little roly-poly at the end there. So not structurally sound, and it felt like it needed a little bit more ramp. Maybe this one actually just needs like a landing platform. Something like that. Although I didn't really pay too much attention to where the other one landed. Let's see if we can connect it up a bit. Do all of this, make some triangles. Now that looks a little bit odd, doesn't it? It gets close to it, I tell you that, it does get close to it. Let's try one more platform. This probably isn't going to hold up though. Going to need to make it a lot more sound soon. Put one right in the middle. See how that does. So here we go. Gonna butts it a little bit. Alright. Alright, we need to improve this a lot. The only thing I've done is add an extra cable, and this side now handles this one. It also lands pretty well on the top of there. I've not seen one land at that sort of angle before. But obviously down below it's not going to make it, so if we make this like slightly higher, is there like a little less than that? There we go, something like that. I'm hoping it can now make it. Obviously a lot of this is going to need like a rework. I'm thinking what we might do is have some steel sort of come through the middle and provide a much stronger base for that at the top. Also, you know, an extra cable or 2 might help on this side. So we connected it to, let's just connect it to all 4 points that hold up the bottom bit. We're way under budget. Let's see how this does. Well, that one makes it over, but it's upside down. Amazing. So I made the slope on this side a little steeper, put in some steel. We need less of a platform at the top. If we watch the simulation, it's pretty funny. I love the way that one does a roll and then lands and keeps on going. Obviously it's not good enough. Something needs to be stronger on both sides. I'm wondering if changing these 2 to steel will help. Like that might make that last bit a little bit stronger. Over on this side, I reckon a cable or 2 might help. Although this bit, the top platform, is what breaks. Let's actually add some wood and some support above. And let's see how that fares. Connect to there. Can you go up one? There we go. It's not quite evenly spaced out though. There we go. One back across. Now it's right in the middle. And let's see how that does. It looked good for a second when the cars were in mid-air, and over on this side it's the road itself that breaks. So I'm not really sure if there's too much you can do to save that. If we add like a little triangle of steel below, it's still the connection across that breaks, and I'm not sure if I actually just added steel then or not, and I doubt that's going to make any difference. Oh, and it did actually make a difference. If we change that to steel as well, then our budget's slowly creeping up, but that should be steady to land on. So maybe add a little bit of steel here as well. Let's give it one more try. Otherwise I'll just figure it out off camera. Oh, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. We just need that landing to be a little bit smoother. That's another thing. Maybe if we adjust this slightly, just maybe bring that back a notch, or perhaps drop it down a touch. That might give it a smoother landing. Or that might happen. Yeah, okay. This game is funny, I can see how it works, so watch this. All good on this side, a few bits break on that one. We've done it, we're going to go to the next level. I'll probably complete this, you know, without either side breaking, because it shouldn't take too much more now. If we add a cable to this bit over here, then this side is flawless, but this side isn't, because now this has like a slightly different trajectory when it lands, and it destroys this side over here. So we'll move on to the next level. I just want to finish that one off for myself though. Okay, 20-meter fork jump. We actually spent quite a lot of time on the last one, so we'll probably do more cutting on this one and get to the solution. So we got a double jump. It's a fork jump is what they've described it as. Is it going to be one car at a time, then the second car goes a little bit later? No, because the level's already failed. So I'm guessing we just build a bridge. Oh, do you know what I'm noticing? No anchor points on this side over here. So we're probably going to build some sort of, perhaps, do we have steel? Let's see what we got. We've got unlimited cables, not 5. We've got 1 hydraulic. No steel. Okay, interesting. I was thinking steel could be used to have a support beam coming up, then cables going down. So we do have cables. I'm not sure how this one's going to work. I'm thinking we have just a a platform, a solid platform going all the way across with, you know, lots of triangles above it to hold it up, and then the hydraulics pulls it back a little bit and it sort of points up above. But then if you think about it, the platform's going to like extend over to where the flag is, and when it goes up it means the car's got to do a little bit of a jump as it leaves. And with 2 anchor points back here, I've got a feeling this one's going to take me a really long time to figure out. So yeah. What did I say we were going to do? I can't even remember. But as I was placing down roads, we had a limited amount. And yeah, you can see I built a little structure here to hold up the bridge. I am amazed that this actually works. Look at this. Unbelievable. Go straight across. Now, I could have changed this. I know, I wanted to show you though. I thought this was funny. It actually goes up the ramp a little bit. Which is quite funny. So what are we doing here? We are contracting to 50. Let's go to about 80%. 81, there we go. So we're only going to shrink it a little bit less. No, wait, did that even make sense? Probably didn't. There you go. Oh! Okay, not that surprised. I guess as it comes up, the weight kind of wobbles about and it finds its way all the way back there. How can we give that some support? I'm really not sure, other than plastering it with a few more connections. Let's just put some like this. Maybe move you across so you can connect to that one. So it doesn't look quite as symmetrical and pretty, but hopefully that'll be what we need to make it work. Now the next bit breaks, yep. Okay, so you can connect to there, and hopefully that'll do it. Alright, so the first one's good. Moment of truth. It holds, it holds. Up goes our car, and falls short. Right, so now we've got to play a game of angles, which means I'm going to have to adjust this a little bit at a time until we find the correct angle. This game is endless trial and error. After a while I decided to put the hydraulics over here, and our budget was well and truly over, so I decided to switch to cables, and believe it or not, you can sort of prop up the entire bridge on 2 bits of wood like that, which doesn't look sound at all to me, but the game doesn't seem to mind it. So it goes over, then the platform at the end adjusts, and it tries again, except it's just not enough, and I don't think we're actually going to get the right angle here. I think the whole thing needs to be a little bit higher, but anyway, let's just expand that to, let's say, 120 or 121, give it one last try. Otherwise, I just think the angle of this overall needs to be a little bit steeper. So that's going to help a little bit, and the whole thing breaks. Never mind. Right, let's try this again. This concept seems to be going in the right direction. First attempt rebuild is a massive success. Look at this price right here. You could probably even skim some of the wood here a little bit, I imagine. One little thing here is it contracts like to 98%, so it adjusted ever so slightly. I've also not gone for a flat road. I've gone for that big old curve. So you can see the first jump almost makes it to the top. The second one does it in spectacular style with a little bit of a flip, which I do not mind. And that's that level complete. That was an awesome solution. I like it. Let's go to the next. And wow, we got an interesting one. Very heavy looking truck here. I've not seen that before. So 36-meter shipping canal. We've got 2 vehicles and 4 tugboats. So what do we get to use? We get steel. We get suspension cables, that's interesting, and hydraulics as well. So how are we going to go about doing this? At first glance, we've got a lot of anchor points for a big support, so we're going to be building a bridge from one side to the other, I guess. We've also been given some hydraulics, and to me, is the road unlimited? 18, let me guess, you've got exactly enough to get from one side to the other, meaning you've got to add loads of little hydraulic bridges. Let's have a look. Let's go all the way over here. Yeah, that's exactly it. So this is going to be a split joint. That's going to be a split joint. Oh my days. This one is going to be a little bit crazy. Alright, this is going to be the fun bit. You can see what I'm doing here. That should be some very sturdy support right there. And yeah, we're going to suspend suspension cable like that, and then we get to hook it up with loads of cables, which you have unlimited amounts of. So you can see the way that I've done this is sort of repeated the entire way across. The strong points are going to be here, I feel like, and the way that they're slightly wonky as they go up is kind of worrying. I'm not sure if we want to connect every single point or not, but we'll start off with these 2 in the middle. That'll keep the budget down as well, which is already pretty good compared to the 160 that they offer you. Now I'm starting to think that the wood is probably not going to be enough for the weight of these, right? Oh wow, it doesn't even... What? It doesn't even hold on its own? That's crazy. I thought this A shape right here would have been really good. Maybe if we just... Let's see, sort of double down on it. Put that in the middle, connect some like that. Is that going to like keep it a little bit sturdier? It looks like it did for a moment at least. Wow, I really thought we were set to go. Okay, we are not. Let's just do the same thing on this side. Put that there. Yeah, that's rubbish. Well, this isn't working out for me. I don't think this wood support down here would have ever held up these vehicles, but the suspension bridge itself doesn't even hold. It's kind of frustrating. Added in tons and tons of cables. I doubt adding any more is really going to help. Plus, every one of these that we add, our budget slowly increases. Very so slowly. So yeah, we've got like this sort of structure going on back here. All kinds of cables attached to the top and the edge here. But it's not enough, is it? Attempt number... Is it 2? Yeah, it's 2 on this one. We have been stuck on these levels today. This is fantastic. This is absolutely amazing. And didn't work on its first attempt. Had to just make sure everything here was perfectly aligned with what was on the other side, because it broke in places. But I forgot to do something. Some of you are probably screaming at your screen, "Oh my god, Asuma, you're a fool." Well, just you wait and watch this bridge. So, it holds up. It doesn't look very good, I know. And when this thing goes across, it feels like that should be more wobbly. It's just that initial, like, sorting itself out where it goes all wobbly. Also, like, the stress isn't on. Even though it said on at the top. Yeah, and that was the thing that I wanted to show you. Actually, can we start that again? Because I just changed all the settings and stuff. Let's speed it up a little bit. So it goes across. You can see most of the stress is on these top bits and these 2 beams here. So I forgot to put in the split joints, as this guy tells us. And it breaks 2 parts of the bridge. But it's actually okay. And you could probably like make this a little bit less so it doesn't pull it up as far and they would stay together. But when it lowers it down, it's still being supported and this thing goes all the way across. So the bridge doesn't have any split joint, it sort of warps the bit where the roads are and it even breaks itself, but it works just fine, and that was a really awesome solution and a bit crazy. So on to the next one, the 24-meter low budget overpass. We have just wood, and we've got a London bus, brilliant, and a tugboat. So a low budget overpass, 2 anchor points, that's it. And I guess the trick here is going to be keeping it under the budget. So let's aim for that bit right there. There we go. And now can we go across nice and even? Probably not. It's probably going to be a case of me, taking a while to align the road correctly so we get the optimal thing. Do we have unlimited road as well? Yeah, we do. So we can do what we want. Doesn't have to be perfect. So first attempt, not so good. I don't think this thing is entirely symmetrical, but falls apart straight away. Problem here is that we need an arc shape to support this. You can see we've sort of got 2 straight lines going into a straight in the middle. It's just not going to work. So with an arc shape we can have a stronger support overall. Now what I'm thinking is we can build the wood stuff out of an arc. Do we then extend that down to a flat road or something like that? We don't have any cables to hang a road below, although the road actually needs to be high, doesn't it? So maybe the shape of the road needs to be an arc as well. So I've been putting in time into today's episode, that's for sure. Man, so much trial and error and rebuilding. These, later levels are going to be like that, aren't they? Taking me a long time to get to this, tried different sorts of arcs, and yeah, that happens, by the way. So let's watch it again. It looks good. At the same time, it looks a little bit wobbly, and when it comes down on this side over here, it all just gives way. It actually starts right there in the middle at this bit, which is the strongest bit of the bridge as well, because that cross section. Maybe what we could do is tweak the shape of this a little bit. Or maybe not. Apparently we can't do that. Yeah, so I do want to get this one done. I don't want to leave it on us not getting this thing finished. I don't think we're going to get quite what I'm looking for here. We move you across that way a tiny bit. Nope, we can't do that. Let's get that nice and even. Maybe connect those up. That doesn't look as strong, does it? I'm hoping we can find a little tweak though that will keep this design rather than starting from scratch again. That was even worse. Let's also slow the speed of this down. So what we did have, and if I remove those top bits it's going to be even worse, is it came out to here, and then we had a little box. So there's our box. Let's give that one a try again, and let's watch the stress a bit more. Let's turn that down 50%. So it is all just getting sent to the middle there. We need a way to alleviate the stress in the middle. Basically, I've had enough of this one. It started going over budget. Couldn't really get it to work, just decided to slap a load of wood on the top. So we're doing this one well and truly over budget, but it works. I'm not too happy about it, but man, that one was so difficult, and I think I spent like an hour on that, so that's not productive, is it? Anyway, the next level we'll be doing in the next episode, 18-meter double-decker lift. I'm hoping this one won't be as time-consuming as the last. But it looks like it's going to be an interesting one, and that's going to be it for this episode. So like I said at the beginning of the video, 2,000 likes for another daily episode tomorrow. Anyway, that's it. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.